Interest rates are finally back to the low sixes again, and wouldn't you know it, buyers are hopping back in the market and inventory in the Yorba Linda housing market is starting to go down again. So if you've been thinking of buying or selling a home over the next couple months, you're definitely not going to want to miss today's episode, because we're going to be going over what's happening in the Yorba Linda housing market right now, as well as what to expect over the next couple months as we head into 2026. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so the weather is finally cooling down, Halloween is over, the holiday season is officially here. So what does that mean for the housing market? Well, let's go ahead and go over the 3 most important things that you need to know for the Yorba Linda housing market, and then we'll go over what you can expect over the next couple months as we finish up the year. So the first thing that you need to know is inventory is still continuing to go down 5 months in a row now. So it's down by about 27% from the highs that we saw in June, which just basically means buyers are going to have less choices to choose from, and you're also going to have less competition if you're a seller in the market right now, which is pretty normal for this time of year. Fall time, we usually see homes come off the market a little bit quicker as we head towards winter. So the second thing that you need to know about the Yorba Linda housing market, which is definitely not normal for this time of year, is we're actually seeing buyer demand go up. And the reason for that is interest rates are continuing to slowly inch downwards over the last couple months. They've been hovering between 6.1 and 6.4 for most of October. And this has spurred a lot of buyers to get back in the market because affordability has gone up. So if you look at the month of October versus September, we had about 41% of all homes go into escrow in less than 14 days, where in September, that was all the way down to 33%. So the market's picking up. And on top of that, we had the second most number of homes closed in October out of any month during the year so far. So a lot of sales happened, and they were happening faster because those interest rates are going down right now. So this brings me to the third thing that you need to know about the Yorba Linda housing market, and this one's for you sellers. So no, by no means are we in a hot seller's market right now. I would consider the Yorba Linda housing market relatively balanced. However, if you have a house that's move-in ready, it's well priced in a great neighborhood, those homes still are going relatively quickly in Yorba Linda. However, on the other hand, if your home maybe needs some work, maybe it's not in the best area, it's right next to a main street, or specifically for Yorba Linda, one of those high fire zones, those homes are still taking a little bit longer to sell. So we are definitely seeing the days on market grow from the summertime to the fall. However, it really just depends on your house, your neighborhood, and the price point that your home is in. Right now, the price point between $900,000 and $1.4 million tends to be the hottest part of the market in Yorba Linda right now, and has been most of the year. So if your home is priced in that range, you can expect a little bit more activity than homes that are priced above or below that right now. So what does this all mean for the housing market as we finish up the year going into 2026? Well, like I said at the beginning, we are now in the holiday season. So typically for the Southern California housing market, the holiday season starts mid-November and goes all the way through mid-January. Those 8 weeks are usually the slowest 8 weeks that we see in the housing market all year. So sellers that weren't successful selling their home in the summer going into fall are now pulling their house off the market at a much faster rate, and you're just not seeing as many sellers put their home on the market. And on the buying side, a lot of buyers are calling it quits for the year. They'll get back at next year, and they're focusing on family, on friends, on going to gatherings, and home buying is not at the top of their mind anymore. So over these next 8 weeks, I like to call it the season of motivated movers. So if a seller really needs to sell their house, they're going to keep it on the market or put their house on the market right now, and you know they're definitely motivated to get it sold as soon as possible. And on the buying side of things, it's the same thing. If you're out there looking for homes during the holiday season, typically those buyers are more motivated than the standard buyer, and they're out there to find the house, close on it, and are definitely ready to make a deal to get it done. So you won't find a larger chunk of both motivated buyers and sellers in the market than you do these next 8 weeks. Okay, so what is my advice for both buyers and sellers? So let's go ahead and start with buyers first, and I have 2 things for you. So number one, homes are definitely more affordable right now than they have been all year thanks to the lower interest rates. And if they continue to stay put or slowly go down, it's just going to make things more affordable. And like I said, right now, there's a lot of sellers out there that are very motivated to get their home sold as soon as possible before the end of the year. Sometimes it's tax reasons, sometimes they just need to get it sold, but oftentimes they are willing to make deals to get it done. So if you're out there looking for homes right now, make sure that you're pre-approved and ready to go, because if you come across a great deal, you're going to want to be able to move on it quickly. Now, the second thing that buyers really need to think about and understand is the inventory is on the decline right now, as well as interest rates have been slowly going down for the last couple months. If this continues through the rest of the year, We're going to start 2026 with low inventory and much lower interest rates than we saw at the beginning of this year, which is going to spark the housing market to start getting a little bit more active, a little faster, I believe, over the first couple months of 2026, where you could start seeing the market get a lot more competitive and prices start going up again because buyers are trying to take advantage of those lower interest rates, and there's just not a lot of inventory to choose from over the first couple months as we head into the new year. So if you think that you're trying to purchase a home over the next 6 months, I highly recommend you get that pre-approval right now. Start looking and seeing if you can find that good deal before the year ends, so that way you're not having to deal with all the competition that comes into the market as we head into February and March of next year. Now, on the other side of things, for the seller, I also have two things that you need to know as well. So number one, like I said, inventory is going down as well as interest rates, which is making it a more favorable market for you right now going into the holiday season. So if you are thinking of needing to get your house on the market over the next 8 weeks, it's going to be a more favorable market right now than it has been over the last couple years because of those low rates as well as low inventory. Now, the second thing you need to know, and this is more if you're thinking of placing your house on the market early next year instead of this year, is that right now is a great time to start prepping your house for sale, because like I said before, the homes that are getting the highest price as well as selling the quickest are those ones that are move-in ready with the least amount of problems in the good neighborhoods as well as marketed correctly. So right now is a great time to start going through that checklist that you've put off over the last couple years, getting your home tuned up, and it might be even beneficial to have a pre-inspection done by a general inspector to go through the entire house, let you know what the condition is, and you can start to fine-tune some of those things in your house so you can get a better price once the spring selling season starts as we head towards the end of February, early March next year. Now, if you do get one of those general inspections done, typically they're going to range from $500 to $750, but that information you gain is going to give you the knowledge that you need to talk to your real estate agent, and you can both work together, come up with a game plan on what improvements you should be doing and what improvements are really not going to be that beneficial, so that way you're not just throwing money at your house fixing everything, because there's definitely things that are just not going to give you that return on investment when you fix them. So it's definitely a good idea once that general inspection is done to sit down with your professional real estate agent, go through the whole thing, figure out what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing, and then start checking those off the list over the next couple months, getting your house ready to go for the spring market. Now, if you are thinking of selling your home in Yorba Linda over the next 6 months and you do want that free consultation where I can walk through your home 10-15 minutes, go over some of the things that you might want to think about doing and some of the things that you definitely shouldn't be doing to get your house ready for market sometime next year, I'd be happy to do that. You can contact me. All my information is here on the screen, or you can find it in the description or the link in my bio depending on where you're watching this. Feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to walk the house and give you some pointers as you get your house ready for the market. Now, if you're thinking of buying a home in Yorba Linda next year and you want some information on what it's actually like to live in this city from someone that's lived here their entire life, I have a free 25-page relocation guide that you can have. All you have to do is look at the link below in the description, or if you're watching this on Instagram, you can just comment the word guide and I'll send you a copy of that as well. And as always, if you want to stay updated on what's happening on a day-to-day basis in Yorba Linda, feel free to follow my Instagram at Discover Yorba Linda, where I put out new updates every single day. So until next time, stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll see you on the next show. Bye, everybody.